Hey everybody, I thought I would kind of start slow, like 5 minutes at the most maybe. Today's been kind of a downer for me, so it's a good day to post. And there's not really any particular reason, which is another thing that I can incorporate into anxiety and depression. Sometimes you feel these things for no reason at all, or at least you think maybe there's no reason. I don't know. At least I do. So I'll tell you what happened this morning, and you guys can kind of just listen to my story. Nothing crazy, nothing huge, but this morning I had an appointment at an allergist, and it was like one of the last appointments before I go back to work from a medical leave. And during my medical leave, it was all focused on my digestive health and like allergies to gluten or wheat. I'm still figuring that one out. I have blood testing to do, but anyway, it's kind of been all about that. And I'm glad I did take the time away because honestly, I don't know how I would have gone to work every day with the issues I've been having with my tummy and all this other fun stuff. So I won't get into too much detail with that. But I'm driving to Phoenix because that's where this appointment is. And if any of you are not in Arizona or have not lived in Arizona, it takes about 30 minutes from Gilbert to Phoenix. And the only reason why I had to drive that far is because that office was the closest office that had an appointment early enough. Anyway, so I'm driving out there and I'm listening to my music. That's always a good thing for me. If I listen to music, I'm not getting into my head, and I'll explain more about that another time. But I'm driving. I get there, my heart's pounding, the anxiety just like washed over me. It's here. Like, I don't think I'm going to have a panic attack. I don't think I'm going to have a full-on anxiety attack, but I'm definitely feeling anxious. And honestly, there really shouldn't have been a reason for that, but here we are. They were going to do the skin allergy test on me, including like wheat and milk and all that other stuff, and then like grass and, those kinds of things. So I get there and they start checking my vitals, and they couldn't quite get like a good reading on my pulse, like the thing that they put on your finger to read your blood oxygen. And I'm like, this happens every time. Like, I have acrylic nails, so sometimes it doesn't read it and it doesn't read it well, but it was reading low. And she was like, I don't know if that's right. And I was like, well, look, like, I'll be honest with you, my heart's pounding, I'm anxious, and there's really no reason. And she's like, oh, okay, well, that might be part of it. And I'm like, you think? And so then she decides to leave the room for 10 minutes and let me, like, she wanted me to calm down. So I'm like, okay. So intercepting the story to say that leaving me alone in a room so I can calm down? No, that's not how that works. Luckily, I was able to make myself try a technique to get myself to calm down. But like, I don't know they don't specialize in anxiety and depression there. I can't blame her for not knowing how a person calms down. In my case, being by myself for a long period of time actually can make it worse. So I just tried to start like doing slow breaths and stuff, and I took one of my fast acting anxiety meds. I don't know if it was going to kick in time, but it may have helped for the rest of the day. So I thought, I'm just going to do this. And she's left me in there for 10 minutes. And then I finally started, like, my chest stopped hurting as much. Like, it wasn't pounding, you know, stuff like that. And at this point, she comes back in and she's like, "Are you better?" And I'm like, "I don't know, I think so." And so we try again, and the oximeter read better. And so I was like, "I don't know what to tell you. All I can tell you is I didn't think there was anything to be anxious about, but it happened anyway." So I guess the reason why I'm sharing that story is because I've noticed a lot of the times that, like, when I get anxious, I feel it in my body and not always in my mind first. It starts opposite from what you'd think it would be. I mean, if I was to think about it logically, I'd think, okay, I'm worrying first. I'm having issues in my head, my thoughts. But sometimes it is that. Other times, like today, my body takes over and displays every symptom of anxiety that I have at all. And just heart pounding, faster breathing, stuff like that. So I'll leave the video with just kind of like a thought of what triggers you. How does it work for you? Is it the same? Do you guys have similar issues? Even if it sounds silly or small, a lot of the times my issues sound silly or small in my head. Like, oh, that's not that big of a deal, Courtney. Like, you had to, like, take some time to breathe. No, you don't understand. Like, it took me serious focus to try and breathe slowly. Because she told me too, I forgot to mention this, she told me as well that she needed me to calm down or we couldn't do the test. And I'm like, okay, so I have to calm down. There's literally no choice. I'm not going to drive back out to Phoenix again just to get the same test that I could get today. So I had to calm down. It took some time, but I did it. Little wins, I guess. So anyway, I thought I'd start my series off with a story of an example of something that happened to me today. And now, since then, I've been home alone. John's at work, the kids are at school, and I've been home with my dog. That's not always easy for me either, but one step at a time. So I'm going to leave it with that, and I'm going to leave it open for discussion on what we've talked about here, and then we'll just take it one at a time and see how it goes. If you watched this, thanks for watching this. It was longer than I thought it was going to be.